we have the Canadian R&D Centre for Human Microbiome and Probiotics that was set up in 2001. Reproductive health, in my view, is the most important microbiome. And I've been studying that for over 30 years, in part because many women suffer from urinary and vaginal infections, and it goes almost under the radar. If it was men that was suffering it, then more would be done. And so I feel that I should be helping women. That's one of the main drivers why we did this. So we studied probiotics before anyone knew what probiotics were. Ironically, one of the big problems is it's getting grant money because people just don't see this as a big problem. If it's under the radar, it's because it doesn't kill you, but it affects your quality of life. We've come an awful long way very quickly, but we now need to go back and say, are we purifying the samples? Are we handling the samples the right way? Are we using the right primers? Are we really sure in what we're seeing at the end result? The technology needs to get better. I think we need to be more reproducible, but the companies are doing that. We're getting there slowly. If my lab does something and another lab somewhere else in the world does the same thing, the results should be pretty much the same. I think that's taken some time, and the bioinformatics is like another language, and I don't think we've really mastered that yet. First message I give to students is human beings are three things. We're a skeleton, we're tissues and water, and we're microbes. And everything so far in medicine, diagnostics, treatments has only been concerned about the first two. Now we've got the third one. That's opened up a whole new ball game. And I think the exciting things will be how do you manipulate that microbiota for longevity and health and quality of life. There's been a lot of resistance to microbiome and probiotics. People still don't believe the microbiome and probiotics influence life. And if you look at the regulatory setup, it's antiquated. It doesn't know how to handle this. And I would say we have to change the regulatory structure. There is a need for a new regulatory framework that includes food and supplements that will reduce disease, will prevent disease, and can even treat disease. And not having that called a drug. That's what I'd like to see. And I think there's a precedent for it. It's only 100 years ago that we said food doesn't prevent or treat disease. Well, of course it does. People know that.
Qiagen.
Sample to insight.